I got this idea in my head that I wanted to update this old setup, but I wasn't sure how to do it and what I wanted exactly, but I did know that I wanted it to be much more modern. So I came up with a couple plans. This is me just starting off here, building out the sides. The dimensions I chose were about 6 feet tall, and it's going to come off the wall 12 inches. Now, before we get too deep into the build, I did want to point out that if you're going to do something like this, use construction screws because you're going to be obviously attaching this to the studs. It's not going to hold up if you're just doing it to drywall, but drywall screws will break, so make sure you use construction screws. I used 3-inch from the local box store. And getting back into this part, the dimensions I chose were, I want it to be a floating media wall. I have a heating duct at the bottom that I did not want to block, as you can see here as I get started putting this on the wall. I left the TV there because basically really just wanted to see how this is going to look in the position where it was, and I needed to find the studs to kind of make it match on both sides. So this is me here just kind of mocking up both sides, and then I used pocket holes. If you don't have a pocket hole jig, you can get a small one from Home Depot. They're not very expensive, but this is the way that I attached them. I wouldn't have tried to do it from the top and bottom, like, what do you call it, toenailing it in. That's really not sturdy. This will hold the weight of the fireplace. The fireplace is at least 25 pounds, maybe 30 pounds. It's a little heavy, so I just wanted to make sure that it's well supported. We have the bottom support in, and now it's time to dry fit the fireplace. So the way I had to do this was grab two pieces. I cut two small pieces of 2x4, and the way this screws in is from the front side, and that's how it stays in so it doesn't just topple over. I had to call the big guns in here, my son, to come help me hold this piece of wood here so we can make sure it's nice and level. What's going to go on top of this is a countertop. At this point, I wasn't sure what piece of material I was going to use, but my center channel speaker is going to go there. So big shout out to him for coming to help me out. Sometimes I'm doing a lot of this stuff by myself, so thank you, sir. Making progress here. So we are adding some pieces to the top here, not only to prevent any flexing, keep it nice and sturdy, but this is what we're going to attach the paneling to. So got to get these couple pieces up here, and then we're going to wrap this up and move on to the paneling. Before we get to the wood paneling that I was going to put on there, I want to share a little struggle I had here. I wanted to add some boxes to each side of the media wall, and I started doing with a circular saw, and I got stuck, and it was coming out like crap. And my neighbor here, Roy, he is a military veteran. The gentleman is a professional woodworker. He saw me struggling. He came over. He's like, bring those sheets of wood over to my house right now. And he whipped out his table saw and he cut these down to size. And I am forever grateful for that, because without his finish work here, it would have been sloppy. So thank you, Roy. If anyone wants any more information on how to get products from him, he makes some custom salt and pepper grinders, some wood, really nice wood tables. I'll leave, anyway, just DM me and I can send you his info, but I thought it was respectful to put him in the video as well. Now to the side panels. I used the jigsaw. There were some rough cuts here, but I wasn't too concerned with it because we have some corner molding that's going to cover that up. Before I can install the boxes that Roy helped me build so graciously, I wanted to change this plug out. The socket here is old, it looks stupid, and the top didn't work. So when you're doing this, turn your panel, the electrical panel, off. I'm using my tester here to make sure there was no current going to it. And it just took me 10 minutes, if that, to just swap it out to a new one. But when you're doing this kind of stuff, just double check and triple check. You don't want to get zapped by this. It's not going to be fun. But yeah, so we swapped that out, and this was going to enable me to run my cables underneath. There's quite a few things that I need to plug in here, and I needed to make sure I had a working plug. Finally, the framing is done. Had a couple obstacles, but if you're still here, let me know what you think of the boxes on the side so far. Leave it in the comments. I know it's not done, but bear with me, and let's get this paneling on. So I wanted it to be vertical. I did not want horizontal paneling. So a couple trial and errors, and I figured, let me just attach it and cut it out while it's on here. And I think this saved me a lot of time. One of the tools that I used so frequently with this project was my multi-tool. If you don't have a multi-tool, I recommend it if you're planning on doing DIY stuff around the house. Now, by attaching this to basically the frame and cutting it out, it alleviates a couple things. You would look like you had been putting a puzzle together if you cut section by section. By me running the multi-tool across where I needed to go, I can just pull off the panel like this and then just cut the side pieces after. So easy peas. But I hate when I'm on the job site and then the inspector unexpectedly pops in. Look at this guy coming in to make sure I use construction screws. But yep, good work there, sir. I did what I was supposed to do. All right, making some progress here as we move forward. We right here, I'm just attaching the exterior and interior panels to try to shore this thing up here. I was getting to the point where I'm like, I want this done already, but it's a patience thing when you take projects like this on. So remember the rough cuts I mentioned outside with the jigsaw? These outside corner moldings, clean that up nicely. I just cut them to size on the outside, and I'm going to do the same thing obviously on the interior corners there to just make it look a lot more finished. I kind of stalled out at this point. Everyone had an idea, which I love. You know, when I say everyone, the kids and my wife was like, oh, I kind of like the white. And I'm like, but I want to go black. Like, I had a whole vision. And, you know, I get it. They didn't really see. I had a rough sketch, and the color tones that I was going for, they just didn't see it. But I said, trust me, let me try the black. If it really looks horrible, then I'll change it. So this is me starting to go get this paint on the panels and the sides here. To me, it looked blah on the sides. So I wanted to add some floating shelves and some soft lighting under them. So this is me trying to figure out how to wire this up before I get too far ahead. And now I'm just marking off where I need these shelves to sit so it looks either not too high or not too crammed, and for my speakers to be able to fit when it's all done. So when you're doing these floating shelves, they can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but I marked it off. And I'm just notching. They were exactly the depth that I needed, but my little outside moldings here were getting in the way. So I'm just notching this out so I can sit the floating shelves in it. And again, look how many times I've told you I use this tool. It just comes in so handy. And I swear I'm not over exaggerating this position. I just couldn't see crap here. So that was not for dramatic effect. Now I'm just screwing this in, and what you do is once you level it off, they slide in with two holes, and they just sit in, and you can screw two screws up from the bottom into the metal poles, and that keeps it sturdy, and you'll see it here. Pro tip here, fellas, as you go, clean up after yourselves. You don't want your wife to come home and then have a pile of dirt and dust everywhere. It's just going to get yourself in trouble. But anyway, now I have these cutouts in the wall so I can hide my wires. All right, so we got HDMIs, we got power cords, and this is just going to run behind the TV. So I picked these up off of Amazon. Just these wall plates here so we can feed the wires through and we don't have wires hanging all over the place or being seen. So installing one on top and then one on the bottom, and this will keep everything nice and neat. And coming up here, you'll see I'm just cutting out the hole for the bottom too, and you can see it's not that easy to fish through, but I was able to get it done. After going back and forth, I found this butcher block on Amazon, and ultimately, I wanted the dark walnut to go mix with the black. So I took my chop saw, my miter saw, and I cut my lengths and my depth to make these tops here. And I think it just looks so much more finished. and it adds a good look with the floating shelves. It's time to add some depth, some warmth, and some ambiance. I ordered some acoustic panels that I think are going to add a really nice touch to it. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because I had some annoyances trying to figure out how to cut this straight. And again, the multi-tool, I tried the miter saw, it did a crappy job, but this multi-tool, I just drew my lines, measured out where I wanted it to be to fit the space, and the multi-tool cut it straighter than anything else. I end up messing up a piece, but once I figured this out, it just worked perfectly. So if you guys know a better way to do it, please put in the comments. Obviously, like I said, I never used this before. I ain't a pro. I'm just figuring it out as I go. If you're still here and you like how it's coming out, I really appreciate it. But I want to get to the good stuff. How much did all this stuff cost me? So if you stick around at the end of this, I'm going to go over how much this cost. And I can tell you, I actually got a quote. I had a contractor come to the house to give me an idea how much this would cost. And I was told $5,500. So that's when I said, let me get off my lazy ass and figure out how to design this how I want it done. Again, first time making one like this. I've done media walls before and accent walls, but this is my first one. What took me the longest, I think, on this was the design. Putting it together in my head and then making it come to life on the wall. So this is where we're at. I'll go over the cost, but it was a lot less than $5,500, and you won't believe how much I saved. These particular panels that I got off Amazon, I can post a link in the description. They came in 2x4 panels, and I ended up ordering 2 boxes to fill this, and I ended up just using the scraps to fill this back piece. We're not going to be pulling the TV out and tilting it quite as much, so I just left the space around the TV, the wall mount for the TV, and just left it like that. So it is what it is. I don't think it's going to be seen too much, but these things are kind of a pain in the ass to work with, so this is how it ended up. Now, I had to bring in the big guns. I asked my daughter here to help me. For whatever reason, this Samsung TV is about 7 years old, and this thing's heavy. I got a new TV recently, and I picked it up with one hand and took care of it in 2 seconds. So this one, obviously you want to be careful not to squeeze the screen. That's why I had her guide me a little bit. I struggled to put it up, and then look at it. The stupid wall mount that I have, it just crapped out. Like, look at the way the TV's leaning. So anyway, I scrapped it. Well, ended up having to get a new wall mount for the TV, and this is the end result. We got the lights up, I got the fireplace fitted and the speakers, but let's get into how much this cost. What do you guys think this cost the way it looks? Put in the comments. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around to the end. I love being able to save money. If you follow this channel, you know that. So, like I mentioned, $5,500 quote from the wood down to the construction screws, the butcher block, the shelves, the lighting. Fireplace was the most expensive thing, $260. Total cost $906, right? So let's get it. Glad we can save money together. Let's do it. Don't forget to subscribe.